last, so we'll do that again today. We'll have a quite short mobility and core session. We're in Skien in Norway at this beautiful, amazing um, place where you can do all kinds of sports. We're actually at a hockey camp for my little son. However, I was thinking that when he's doing a lot of workout, then I can do some as well. So this particular workout is perfect to do just as it is. Um, and it could be a good thing to do after a run or uh, a biking session or whatever when you're really warm through and through, because then you can take all the exercises to the greatest extensions there is. All right, so do everything in your own pace. Try and have fun doing it as always. And I also want you to take things a little bit slower than you usually do. Taking it slow, being in control, and try to, as I said, take these extensions to the next level. So when you stretch out an arm, you just stretch that little bit longer than you think you can, and that's how we're going to do it through the whole session. So I guess we're going to do this for somewhat between 10 and 20 minutes. It all depends on how eager I get. So um, let's just get started. So I want you to start with shoulder width apart on your legs and just try to squat down, extend the legs, squat again, look forward, and come all the way up. You find your own pace. Relax the neck when you're hanging over and try to keep your breathing going. All right. So when you're doing the extensions or going into a position that you find hard to do, take a good exhale. Breathe out. And if you're doing this at home, maybe you want to put up some music. I always do so. However, now there are birds singing for me, so I don't need that extra music. Now we'll do this for 10 more seconds and try to get a little bit deeper every rep you do. So finish off the one you're in. And when you get up, you turn around, get up on your back toes, and you do a lunge and extend the arms up and coming down with the arms when you stretch those legs. Go all the way down and up. Now try to make a great movement in your shoulders. And you also need to really activate the core to keep your lower back stable. If you release the contraction in your lower abs, your lower back will tend to arch more. And it's not somehow dangerous, however, it can feel uncomfortable. And really try to pull those arms back. Keep the upper arms as close to the ears as possible. And now you might feel the warm start to really float in that body of yours. And finish off the one you're in. And when you're done, switch sides. And when you are ready, you start again on the other side. I also want you to be really present to what you do. I want you to feel what's the same and what's different on your right and your left side when we're doing exercises that is unilateral. We are often stronger on one side We're often more mobile. The balance might be better on one side towards the other. Just be in your workout and figure out what are your strengths and in what kind of exercises or on what side of the body do you need to work a little bit more or a little bit more focused. Now finish off the one you're in. Meet me in the front, knees out to the side, and start to release, alternating shoulders forward. Continue to keep those knees and toes in the same direction and squat as low as possible. A lot of us do get stiff in the shoulders and in the back, so it's a good exercise for really releasing some of that stiffness. Maybe you want to try to breathe out, exhale in your twist. And if you hear a little popping here and there, that's totally fine, as long as it doesn't hurt. And if you feel like the legs are burning, that's totally fine as well. If it gets too bad, get all the way up, shake it off, and come back down. There's only 10 seconds left. And finish off the one you're in. We meet in the middle, toes pointing forward and roll all the way up. Head is coming as the final part. All right, so feet together, interlace our fingers, stretch all the way up. Now, bend over to one side, get all the way up. Keep your arms right here and do a squat. It doesn't necessarily get too deep, but try to squat it down. And then you change side, really stretch it over, come up and do your narrow squat. Find your own pace and try enjoying this as much as possible. And we tend to forget that it actually is a very positive, very good thing to be able to move that body like we can. And we all can move it in different directions, in different forms. But as long as we do as well as we can, it's more than good enough. And you might feel when we're now done some reps of this that you can stretch a little lower, that you can get a little deeper in your squat. And when you feel that release, maybe you even get a smile on your face. That's never a bad thing, right? Oh, we'll finish off our final rep. And when you are done, release the arms and roll those shoulders back. Continue relaxing the arms and just let the shoulders do the rolling. Feeling good? I hope you feel warm. And finish off your last shoulder roll. And I'll just turn to the side so it's easier for you to see. Now, roll all the way down. If you've been doing yoga, you know this movement. So lift the chest, engage the abs, get all the way down, and come out to a high plank. Now, shoulders over wrists. If this is heavy, release the knees towards the floor. Now, tuck the navel in, lift the hips, and come all the way down to plank. Do it again. Lift those hips and release down to plank. Find your own pace. Really, really suck that belly button in towards your spine. As you continue breathing, we can keep it going for 10 more seconds, right? I know you can. You need to decide to get through in your own way. But somehow we managed to do 5 more seconds. You're doing great. And finish off your final one. And now bend those knees back and step forward. Try to stretch out those knees. Relax the head and the neck. And now look forward. Lift the chest. And come all the way down and back to your plank. Now we're going to be in plank and push back to a downward facing dog using those abs. Be aware of what you do. Now, come all the way up to your toes and really lift your body back to a high plank. All right, so push back, tuck the navel in, and lift yourself up back to that plank of yours. All right, continue in your own pace. As well as we really do engage the core muscles, we get to work some mobility in the shoulders and stretching the hamstrings, the calves. And find your flow. It's supposed to feel good at the same time as you feel that you're really working. And remember, this is your workout. This is your stretch, your mobility. It's your core strength. Finish off your final one and meet me in a high plank. Keeping it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push down to that back downward facing dog and just hold. Release the head, relax the neck for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, all your weight. This is how it can be when we do it live outside. So, continue with that downward facing dog. Now, lift your right leg as high as possible with squared hips. So now we're not really aiming for that really, really high leg. We're aiming for the squared hip, activated glute, activated core. All right, so now get that knee towards your chest. Try again. Up and pull in. You can do this on the knee as well. Back and pull in. So if it's too heavy, getting up to that high plank, you can do it on your knee. And now finish off your final one. And when you've done, find that high plank either on your toes or on your knees. Ready for the other side? Lift the left leg and pull it in towards your chest. Squared hips. Deep breath. And you might think it's silly. However, I will continue to remind you to put a smile on your face from time to time. It does release some endorphins, those happy hormones that really can make this a little bit easier. We have 10 more seconds, own pace. You finish up your final one, and when you're done, find that high plank on your toes or on your knees. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and walk your hands back to your feet. A little bend in the knees if you need to. Relax the neck. The head is heavily just pulling towards the ground. And from here, you roll all the way up. Arms are hanging loose. Lift the chest. And your head is the final part of the body coming up. Good. All right, so get that great big distance between your legs again. Knees are pointing out. Bend those knees. All right, we're going to do some core workout, some leg burners, and some mobility for the upper body. So interlace the fingers again behind your head. Now try keeping as low as you are now throughout the entire exercise. So pull your elbow towards your knee and come all the way up. Switch side. Elbow to knee and come all the way up. Again, if you feel it burns too heavily in those thighs, you can stretch it up and you can bend the legs again when you feel that's a possibility for you. However, I believe that you can do at least 4 more reps before you really need to extend those legs. So try pushing through. The worst thing that can happen is that the legs collapse and you take a little roll down on the floor, but it's not that far down, so I think we can manage it, right? We'll give it 10 more seconds. If you want to try to get a little bit deeper, it's not a nice thing to ask for, but it's very fun when we achieve, when we actually can do it. Now finish off your final one, stretching the arms out to the side, and stretch the legs and release the arms. Good job, all right. A little bit of balancing at the end, and then I'm going to let you go. So, all your weight in your right leg. Lift your left leg. Lift the chest. Engage the abs. What you do with your arms doesn't really matter. Now, extend your leg. Bend it again, and extend the leg behind you. Find your pace. When you extend the legs back, try to make that perfect T. A straight line from the top of your head, oops, to the back of your heel. We're only going to do one more, so finish off the one you're in. And when you're done, come all the way down and switch legs. And whenever you're ready, just start it off. And this is funny because in this kind of exercise, it's very transparent if you have a lot better balance on your left or your right side. And if you find it to be a big difference between the sides, maybe you should spend a little bit time to try to make the balance on your less good side better so it equals out. Now finish off your last one, and when you're done, come all the way down to the floor, and again roll those shoulders. Roll it again. One more time. And now give yourself a good inhale. Feel free to bring your arms all the way up. And exhale, arms all the way down. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Come forward with your right hand. Thank you for joining. Left hand. You did an amazing job. Hope to see you soon. If there's anything you would like us to do in these direct live videos, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you get a wonderful day and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.